Greetings, Outlanders. Get Shiver here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be playing as one of my new favorite character builds in Morrowind, so let's get straight into it. I've made an Altmer character named Nanny Narco. He's just your average run-of-the-mill mage, but recently he's been feeling like the Mages Guild isn't really all it's cracked up to be, what with the mob tactics of people like Uranus and the dubiously qualified archmage Trebonius down in Vivec.
Yes, Outlander, what do you want?
And she probably knows we're talking about her. Nanny feels like his skills are underappreciated, and so he's decided to follow in the footsteps of his ancestors and become a prolific necromancer, or at least as close as Morrowind gets. Basically, he's a conjuration expert with a bad attitude. Now, let me just take a moment before we get started to explain the build a little bit. Altmer are some of the most capable spellcasters, but they come with some major conditions that you'll need to be aware of, like 25% weaknesses, frost and shock, and a 50% weakness to fire and magic. We also took the atronach birth sign, so that means that we have stunted magicka, but it also means that we have a 50% spell absorption as well. So yeah, it's not all downsides. So thanks to the atronach sign, we get 2 times our intelligence as magicka, and because we are an Altmer as well, we get an extra 1.5 times the intelligence. So lots of intelligence there. 3.5 times the intelligence is our magic pool. Now, before we dive into the gear we'll be using, let's take a moment to talk a little bit more about the atronach sign, because a lack of magic has been the end of many a spellcaster before. But just because it doesn't recover on its own, doesn't mean that you'll need to constantly chug potions in battle. Spell absorption is really key, as any magic cast has a percentile chance to be absorbed into your pool. So if you have multiple spell absorption effects, they each constitute their own absorption roll. They don't combine. So the 50% from Worm Burn would be 1 roll to absorb the spell, and if you have a second effect, then it would have a separate roll with its own percentile chances. So that useless summon Ancestral Ghost just became a lot handier, as it will always cast at you after being aggroed, and it's weak enough to not accidentally kill you in the process. Even easier is using any temple or cult shrine and absorbing their effects. So I highly recommend any atronach sign character join the temple and cult for the steep discounts members get on those services, even if you don't intend on worshiping any god. So for equipment, we picked up the Robe of Drake's Pride, giving us the extra 10 intelligence, resisting 25% of the fire and reflecting 25% of damage as well. And then we also got Dinstagmer's Ring, giving us resist fire 30, resist frost 30, and resist shock 30%, which, you know, if you're doing math, you can see that already negates our racial weakness. And we also have the Mentor's Ring, of course, giving us an extra 10 willpower and 10 intelligence. We do have the Spear of Bitter Mercy. That plays into our conjuration kind of angle, giving us a Summon Storm atronach, as well as some more Reflect. And we've also got Azura's Star, currently housing a Golden Saint at the moment. You can see that's quite valuable there. I went ahead and got those ahead of time because I've already made videos on those, so we aren't going to be going through the process of picking those up today. But these more than negate all of the negative effects baked into our build, but we can do even better than just compensating. I also picked up the Master Alchemy set from Caldera's Mages Guild and the Soul Gems from Galbadir upstairs. I was able to get into the loop of making really powerful potions, and we have also got some custom enchantments that I put together. We do have a constant 1 point of slow fall, so we won't take any fall damage. We've got constant effect water breathing, so we won't drown. We do have a few points of restore health as a constant effect as well, so our belt, our pants, our shirt. The skirt, we actually went ahead and put a 100-point open spell on, so that will be very handy here in a moment. And I have 2 amulets. One summons a Golden Saint, and one gives us a constant effect, summon Tel Fyr. Just dependent on the situation as far as what you need at any given time. With all these wonderful toys at our disposal, you'd think we'd have everything we need to go conquering Tamriel, right? Well, this is just the start of the build, as there are a few more things we can add to really push it over the top. For starters, we're going to be making our way out to Morrowind's east coast. We'll just head out to Sadrith Mora, because if we're turning our back on the Mages Guild, then the Telvanni are definitely going to be down for it. Now, there are several items, mostly from Master Arian, that would fit the build really well, but for today, we're just going to pay a quick visit to Tel Fyr, for 2 pieces that should complement our build quite nicely. Now, most of the goodies that people go to Divaith for are part of his crazed key puzzle. Thankfully, our targets today are not. On the downside, they are locked up tight behind level 100 locks and traps, which is why they're in this part of the build. Most newer characters will not be able to retrieve them right away. See our slow fall coming in handy there. But while they do augment the character quite a bit, they're not exactly necessary right away. All right, so now that we've made it out to Tel Fyr and Onyx Hall, we need to just make our way upstairs to where Divaith is. Now go into the Hall of Fear, and while we're here, we may as well take these skooma. He's not gonna miss those. And a couple levitation potions, never hurt anybody. And the branding. There are also a couple of grand soul gems over here that you can grab. Those are kind of hard to come across, so definitely want to add those while we get the opportunity. If you don't have Azura's Star, you'll end up using a lot of those over the course of an enchanting playthrough. But random loot aside, we need to head all the way up the tower using our levitation. And of course, Divaith Fear is right down there.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
Now, if you've done the key puzzle before, you know this small ornate lockbox over here has its own thing going on, but this chest here, you may not have opened. So let's take our easy access skirt and we'll bust this lock. All right, so we've got that unlocked. Get our probe out. This might take a while. There we go. And we find ourselves in possession of the Daedric Mace Scourge. Now, I believe I did cover this one in our Daedric Blunts video, but we're here for something else as well, so I wanted to go ahead and include it. That will give you Summon Dremora and a Scamp for 30 seconds. We're very focused on summoning lots of henchmen. That's the primary idea here. And then if we come over to this wardrobe on the eastern side, swap back to our unlock. That gets that open. Now we need to bust the trap. All right, and inside we'll find the Cuirass of the Savior's Hide, giving us a very nice light armor chest piece, but more importantly than that, giving us 60% of resist magicka. That's definitely gonna come in handy. Let's just drop down. No fall damage, of course, and we'll head back outside. Now that we've got those 2 things out of the way, we're gonna make the short little trip right over to the Erebensum camp. There's an ancestral tomb over there that we need to open. All right, and once we've made it out to Marin Ancestral Tomb, we're gonna head on inside, and we will encounter a very interesting individual. But more about him as we get in here. I'm gonna put on my Clanfair amulet. And one thing you do have to keep in mind with summons in Morrowind is a lot of times you can't fit through the doorways, so always try to spawn them behind you. Might make it a little bit easier. There we go. We'll go in the room first. See, that's trapped. So let's get our probe back. Okay, I see a corpse on the floor already. All right, now we should have enough room to summon our Clanfair. There he is. And get out of the way. Oh god, it's a Bone Lord. Yeah, go fight him. Yeah, there we go. Now you're doing your job. And get a Storm atronach out there. Now, one thing you do have to be careful of is when you summon things that do damage like atronachs and have area of effect, they can hit your other summons. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh, poop.
Now I've done it. Well, at least he's hitting me with magic. There we go. Just have to wait him out. Oh, look at that. We got a common soul gem. How about that? Common bell. Further back in here, we're going to come across a Nord. Not this one. This one's already dead. Ring of shock balls. No, thank you. Looks like there's another Bone Lord. Let's get another atronach out here. Yeah, you go fight him. Well, go on. Go fight him. What are you doing? There we go. Fight my minion. Destroy him. All right. Yeah, like I was saying, if we just, you don't need to open those doors. There are just more Bone Lords in there. If we come down the stairs, go all the way around, we're going to find a crazy Nord back there. And I'm not just calling him crazy. That's actually his name. Crazy Batu. Now, if you're playing on Vanilla Morrowind, You may get the dreaded message letting you know you've killed an important NPC and that you need to reset or continue on in the doomed world that you've created. But that message is not correct, as this guy he is not essential to anything at all.
So that was a fucking lie.
He just has an erroneous message attached to him, and I'm not sure if it was the Morrowind code patch or if it's open Morrowind or what, but in my game it does not. Oh.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
See, now I got to talking and I forgot about the trap. Too bad I didn't absorb it. But yeah, whether it's the Morrowind code patch or patch for purists or just something in open Morrowind, it is currently resolved. So we don't get the erroneous message when he dies. Oh, you know what? I'm going to summon some more stuff. Let's get our Tel Fyr back out there. And let's go ahead and cast Scourge's Daedra, why don't we? Look at that. The scamp isn't doing anything at all. I don't think the Grimoire can reach him either. Oh, they're chasing him now. Oh, he's summoning his own stuff. How about that? Come here, dude. That's not cool. You're gonna die now. Oh, maybe I'm gonna die now. Let's restore some health. That doesn't usually happen on this build. Seems like he's outlasted some of my guys. Here, let's get another atronach out there to hit him. Oh god, I think I hit my own guy. I did hit my own guy. Here, let's keep him occupied with another Tel Fyr. There, fight that guy. You two fight it out. I'm going up here. Yeah, keep fighting the atronach. There we go. All right, Crazy Batu here. Now, you'll see he just wears regular bone mold armor. None of that's super interesting, but what you may notice is the Bloodworm Helm. Summoning skeletal minions and turning undead for 20 to 30 points, 30 seconds on the skeletal minion. Now, of course, that is very much a Necromancer artifact. Yeah, look at that. We're looking more like Man and Marco already. Now, you may also notice that the robes we're wearing are rather colorful for a Necromancer. So our next stop is going to take care of that. But for that, we need to head all the way up north to Solstheim. All right, and once we've made it up to Solstheim, we need to head to the Skull Village. And once you're here, you need to head over to this little need to head over to this little house in the corner, and we're going to speak to a Nord named Lasner.
My son, my poor son, please help a sad old man.
All right, so this is Lasner, and his son Timmy has fallen down a well. He needs somebody to go in and look for his son, see if hopefully he's still alive.
Can I trust you to do it? You can trust anything.
So, you know, well, we're sure, yeah, we're good guys. We're gonna help you out, totally gonna help you. Now, while we're here, if you come over to the corner here, you'll see quite a bit of interesting things. There's human flesh, a ghoul heart, a Daedra heart, and if you look at this parchment, it does look like his son is getting into some crazy heebie-jeebie stuff. Now, these Wolfsbane petals are one of only 2 instances of those occurring on Solstheim that I'm aware of, so if you're into alchemy, you probably want to grab those. Once you've spoken to him, we just need to come out to the back of the house, and right down the hill here, you'll see a small well. All right, and when we go in this well, which you'll notice is locked level 100, we'll enter Rimhull. He gave us the key to get in, so thankfully that's not an issue. Here we are. Yeah, so you'll notice first off that we come in underwater, and if you don't have constant water breathing, then you probably need to swim fairly quickly because it takes a little while to get up here to the surface. Now, once we get here, there are going to be quite a few skeletal champions and things like that in here. So let's try to get our summons out, and hopefully they can be of some assistance for us. I'll let those two deal with him while I deal with this guy. Oh god. I'm gonna take a drink of life, and that's gonna give me some restore health, restore fatigue for a while. All right, let's get our other guys out here. Come on. At least we're getting unarmored skill, that's for sure. There we are. I do have some decent blunt skill. All right, come on, army. Army of the undead, let's go. Oh, there's a guy. Although I think that skeleton's dead. Yeah, no, that's a dead skeleton. We don't have to fight him. Now, where'd my clan Fyr go? Can't get good help these days, I swear. Why do you spawn in the worst place? There you go. Yeah, you guys deal with these skeletal minions, okay? There we go. There's 4 of you now. Go fight. Oh, come on, you guys. Seriously? Do I have to do everything myself? Clearly. Oh, God. I'm about to die. It's also just really hard to fight in closed quarters with this many summons. Oh, there's still one more guy, you guys. Come on. Hit him. There we go. All right, once we have everything out of the way, we can approach this young man over here.
The forces of darkness are mine to command. All shall bow before the terrible power of Timber.
Okay, he's gonna make his menacing speech and then walk away from us. This is Timble.
Are mine to command. All shall bow before the terrible power of Timber.
His dad's only gonna give us 5 bear pelts to spare him. With the build we're going for, we can totally just kill him. All right, he's gonna do it. He's just gonna keep saying it. He's just gonna keep saying it, guys. Come on, let's get rid of him. Let's do it. Kill him. How about a little fire? Oh, now he's running away. Come on, everybody, get after him. Get back here. Oh, there he is. There you go. Summon on summon. This guy's starting to piss me off. All right, we got him. Oh my God, will you get out of the way, Clan Fyr? Well, looks like Timble died in the well.
Yes, very sad. Anyway.
This is the Mantle of Woe. It's basically vampirism in a robe. You have drain personality, 100 points, so everybody's gonna hate you. You do also pick up a weakness to normal weapons by 20%, and during daylight hours, you will take sun damage if you're outside. So that's awesome, right? Totally worth it. But you get Fortify Conjuration, 50 points, and you get Fortify Maximum Magicka 5 times your current intelligence. And not to mention, you just look badass. Look at that, nice black robe. Hey everybody, Get Shiver here in post. Just cutting in real quick because I forgot to mention in the video that the Mantle of Woe is currently replaced by the Unique Finery Replacer, much like many of our other robes. So do check out this mod if you want to get the really cool version that I've got here. All right, now that we've got all of these pieces together, there's one last thing we need to do. We need to go to the Mages Guild in Vivec and give Archmage Trebonius a piece of our mind. All right, so we are here in Vivec in the Guild of Mages. We need to just make our way downstairs to the central area. Now, if you talk to just about anybody in the Mages Guild, they'll let you know that Trebonius over here is a bit of a Trebonehead. He is a political appointee, not really a very qualified mage. Well, you don't have anything to say in your defense? Silent treatment, eh? All right.
Let's hear it.
He wants to hear it. Okay. Well, let's give him something to listen to. If I can just get past you guys, please. I need to talk to him. There we go. Let's go ahead and go into persuasion, and we're just going to take the old-fashioned route of taunting him. Now, I will say, if you intend on becoming the Archmage of the Mages Guild, this does kind of hurt your chances at getting that, unfortunately.
You're fired. You copy that? You're fired.
So, you know, maybe hold off. Who knows? Maybe if you just stick through the quest line, maybe you'll get a chance to fight him later anyway. Like I said, everybody finds this guy kind of insufferable. He doesn't really know a lot about magic. Oh, that does it. I apparently have pissed him off thoroughly enough.
I have you.
Oh, you hitting me with magic, huh? Well, my guys should be fighting you. Come on, guys. There you go. Thank you. Please defend your master. Oh, looks like I need to cast this. Oh, well, I guess I don't need to cast that one again, do I? All right, now that Trebonius is gone, one of the reasons that we got rid of him is because, we're breaking with the Mages Guild, but also he happens to have another Necromancer artifact that is very historical, very significant. This is the Necromancer's Amulet. Gives you 25% resist normal weapons, which will compensate a little bit for the Mantle of Woe. It'll also fortify intelligence an extra 25 points, restore 1 health per second, and give us an extra 25% chance at spell absorption. We can also take Trebonius' staff, which has a weakness and damage for fire and shock. Very good blunt weapon there. And, all of his stuff. We'll just leave him laying naked on the floor. But the more important thing to look at is our Magicka pool. Look at this. We have 1,111 Magicka. That's pretty intense. I think that's the highest I've ever gotten a character in Magicka. Also, we just have a massive amount of effects going on here. Most of them are positive. Like I said, the main thing is, if you can put on armor with more constant restore health, then you can wear the Mantle of Woe whenever. If not, you can wear the Robe of Drake's Pride during the day. It does severely cut your magic pool. So there is that, but you can always switch back to this when you're inside. So it's really just outdoor fights, which usually aren't going to be all that hard unless you're maybe like trying to take down Ordinators in Vivec. And like I said, if you do the Telvanni quest, there will be several other conjuration-based artifacts and other just really overpowered mage artifacts that will really push this build along. Also, there are mods available if you want to go that route that make necromancy even more of a reality in Morrowind. If you're playing on vanilla, there is Necrocraft, a comprehensive necromancy gameplay mod. And then if you're playing on open, there's Practical Necromancy, which also provides the ability to raise undead followers. So definitely check those out if you want to add on to this build and start reanimating some dead and really take it to the next level. But I just wanted to get the foundations in place for you and familiarize everybody with the atronach sign and the way that works. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please do leave us a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.